tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa.
Religion was banned, art was banned, any kind of differences was banned. I mean, you could be light-skinned and they'll kill you. You can wear glasses and they'll kill you. You can't learn, you can't read books. You just literally wake up, work, plant, farms, whatever it is, get that, go to sleep, from dusk to dawn, basically. Yeah, well, I was born in a concentration camp in secrecy in Cambodia toward the end of the killing fields. It was just a massive confusion. Everyone didn't know what was going on at that time, and the Khmer Rouge was coming back and forth to kill off whoever they see, so they had no choice but to leave. We left to the Thai borders and stayed there in Sakao. There was a shortage of food because there were so many refugees there. You're talking about like 500,000 to 1 million people there, and everyone was just literally for themselves. And during that time at the border camp, my dad, he was a dance instructor. So he was teaching like traditional dances and classical music and such. And then my parents started hearing about this community, this Long Beach community. And he heard that there's a lot of Cambodians. And I mean, this was like the projects. You know, you have drugs, you have guns, gangs, there's prostitutions, there's just anything that deprive you from almost living. It was just there, you know, trying to devour you. In the 80s, hip-hop was just coming about. And this was, for me, was like the 80s and 90s. Those were the glory days of hip-hop, the golden era. And then when Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre came up with the song Nothing But a G-Thing, and he's talking about like Long Beach and Compton, I was like, wait a minute, you know, I'm right here in Long Beach and Compton. And there was no representation of Asian. And one day I just decided to just step in the circle and see what happened. When I started off with the battling, the rapping, I was talking about gangs and guns and bragging and all this other stuff. And during this time, I got a job working at a karaoke place. And this was the era of the karaoke boom. And we have all these Cambodians, older, younger generation coming in, and I was just speaking Cambodian to them, and I was just asking them, you know, questions. I felt like, okay, I need to find who I am. I need to find my self-identity. I started digging up stuff. I started questioning my brothers. So I turned my music into an autobiography. My parents was first generation coming here. I'm second generation, so I'm just still trying to understand what they're going through. I mean, it's rough, you know, them dealing with the war and with the post-traumatic stress syndrome. I mean, I don't think there's any cure for that. My mom sometimes, she wakes up in the middle of the night, like drenched in sweat, because she's still reliving through that, even though I try to talk to her and try to let her talk it out. I mean, you know, seeing corpse and seeing people get shot next to you or by you, or for 4 years in a camp, not knowing that every day that would be like your last day. It's hard to understand, but for them to actually be free to say and do what they want to do here, it's a very beautiful thing.
Why do we do what we do? Like Hitler's to the Jews and whites to the black. They act like we slaves. I'd rather be back.